Hey ladies, so I wanted to come on here and do this video for you guys because I'm pretty sure that I'm gonna lose my voice completely by tonight's team call. So I still wanted to get this info out to you since I did post it in the team page and I wanted to review it because I know it's super essential for us to get the ball rolling and really hone in and practice on these skills. So I want to talk about the 8 steps on that I posted for you guys on how to or how the challenge group process starts, how to not have diarrhea of the mouth when you're first starting and chatting with someone and learning about them. It really should be us asking questions and learning about the person and not us giving them our whole biography, and it shouldn't be like a chapter book. They shouldn't have to scroll some more than 2 times to get the information that we're asking them, and then they should be able to answer us. So I wanted to just go through the 8 steps. They're very simple. Some steps you may have to skip because you've already asked the questions or you already know them because maybe it's from a prior conversation. But when these are just sort of guidelines and steps to make sure that you have hit all of your points. So I don't want you to feel like you have to use the wording verbatim. You use the wording that fits up, that sounds more like you, that's more natural to you. But this just gives you a ballpark and a place to start with on how you can actually cohesively get your point across. So there is a link to a video that you can use before you try this, and it's from another coach, but it's very useful as well. So there are 8 messages that you're going to be that you could potentially be sending them. And so first, it's going to be thanking them for reaching out, asking them why, and I'm going to go into detail about each one. The second one is asking them to answer some related questions so you can just learn more about them. And then the third one is giving details on things you recommend based on their answers to those questions. 4 is asking questions so you can make a better recommendation. But then also number 5 is giving details about what it is that would help them. And again, rephrase their why somewhere in there. And then number 6, handle the cost question because it will come up. Number 7, given the steps to join your next challenge group, which is free, and then number 8 is ask the ask, is ask if they were interested in becoming a coach and taking advantage of a discount. So starting with number 1, you could start, and there's going to be a lot of hey girl messages, a lot of messages you could start with conversation out, but for this purposes, this is just the example that I have chosen, where it is, hey Jane, thank you so much for reaching out. I'm so glad to hear from you, and I'd love to help maybe share my story with you or tell you a little bit more about this upcoming challenge group, or what Shakeology is, or what it is that I do every single day. Can I ask you what made you reach out to me today? And I'm excited to learn more about you. Talk to you soon. That's it. Okay? Then they'll respond back. And then you could respond back like this. Awesome, thank you so much for sharing all that with me. It makes it so much easier for me to help when people are open. If you'd like to read my story so you can get a better feel for me, you can read that. And I put a link as far as my YouTube video that I've created for myself about my why and a little bit about me. So you can do the same thing. Or if you've created a post in the past on your Facebook page, put the link there that they can go back to and review it. I must say, based on everything you've said so far, I think you'd be perfect for our online support group that I run. I know we've just met, but have you ever seen my posts about those? Can I send you some info on them? Question mark. So you leave it to them. You always want to end it with a question, so they have to respond back. A lot of times, it's just human nature. When someone poses a question, it's very hard for us to resist and not answer it back. So that's why we're always ending it with a question. So they're going to answer you back, right? Sorry, that little red booty in here. Maybe they'll talk about, oh, so great to see your video about your why and how you got started. Maybe like, yeah, I have seen your post about it, but what exactly is included in this challenge? You can get down, buddy. So we're going to go on to number 3. Sweet. I'm so glad you're interested. Yes.
Come on, Mommy.
Hold on. So here's the deal. We're doing a small group challenge online with a select number of people. Heard you, Theo, who are going to make a great fit. The commitment is 30 days or 60 days or whatever, however long it is. You can change the number, change the wording of a workout program. My favorite, all natural knee replacement shake. Sometimes I'll say plant-based protein if I know that they're wanting to eat vegan. The challenge group accountability page on Facebook. You commit to the program that we assign. You can say we assign, we agree on, we pick out, whatever, but it needs to be we, not just I, we. Based on your pre-challenge questions, or maybe you already have one and you can say that. Doesn't this sound like something that would benefit you? Question mark. See how I answered it again with another question. So each message, so far I have sent her 3 messages and they've all ended in a question. That's prompting her to respond back. Number 4, this is a great time that you can create a phone call. So maybe that could be easier to just get a lot of info back and forth, get a better rapport, and just so that they are more comfortable and they know that you are open and you're available that way. But if it's not possible, that's okay. You can always respond back. I'm so glad you agree. I would love to get you details and cost info. It is totally based on what you already have at home. Some people have everything they need. Others have to make a purchase. My coaching is always free for sure. Just answer these last 2 questions for me and I'll get the info to you as soon as possible. Now here are some questions that automatically, now there's going to be a whole other set of questions that I'm going to share with you in another post. And these are the exact same questions that come off of Beachbody On Demand. And there is an option for there called Program Match. And there are, I think, only 4 or 5 questions. And if you answer them, it will then recommend you, percentage-wise, what is the best match for you. So you could ask them those same questions, and then on your own time, go on to Beachbody On Demand, plug and chug those questions, or those answers to those questions, and it'll give you a recommendation of what is the highest of 90th percentile choices, and then they give you other additional recommendations. So you could have up to 5 possible choices to give someone as far as what is the next or best recommended fitness program to start with. So the first one, obviously, and you do not need to overwhelm people by giving them all of these questions all at one time. So you can give it to them one at a time. Yes, I heard you. Okay. Or if you already know some of the answers to these, don't send it to them. All right, buddy. All right, sorry. So the questions that you might ask them are, what is their current health and fitness goals? You know, is it specific number of pounds, number of inches? They really want to be able to lift a certain amount of weight, or they want to run for a certain period of time. They want to, you know, be able to run their first marathon, half marathon, 5K, things like that, you know, just, you know, and give them some examples too, like that, and say, include all of it. Because our programs are not meant to just be able to, you know, lose weight or do a push-up or do triceps or this and that. Like, a lot of times you can use this. Like, I used Insanity as my training for me to do the Tough Mudder because I hate freaking running. But I knew if I could get through Insanity and that cardio intense program, I could pace myself to get through the Tough Mudder, and it worked. So the second question is, have you attempted anything recently that did not work? Or is there something that you already know you dislike? So some people already know they dislike certain kinds of workout programs. Like, they already don't like crazy intense, you know, cardio based. So don't recommend them that, because then they're never going to want to complete it. They're never going to want to press play, and they're going to be turned off, right? When or if you used to be active or fit on a regular basis, what were some of your favorite activities, or what do you like to do? You know, so do you like to dance? Do you like to do yoga? Are you flexible? You know, do you like, you know, people like just telling jokes while you're working out, or do you like someone pushing your butt and, you know, and having blood, sweat, tears, and snot, you know, coming out while they're working out as well along with you? You know, asking questions and just really learning and getting a good picture of what kind of person they are and what they like to do, what they don't like to do is also important. How active are you now, and do you have any physical limitations or injuries I need to be aware of? That again is another huge thing too. You know, if you have people with like shoulder problems, then maybe you're not going to give them Body Beast. You know, or if you know that somebody is, you know, wanting to, you know, 100 pounds overweight, then you're going to be really specific about the type of program that you're going to be doing. You're not going to be choosing maybe PIO, you know, it's doing lots of flows and, you know, tricep push-ups to get down to the ground and then come back up, you know. Might do size, might do country heat, you know, those kinds of things. How long, as in like days, months, and years, are you willing to work on this goal, and how much time do you have each day? And that's just a great question to ask as well, to get people really focused on that this is going to be time, effort, and an investment. That it's not going to be just this get quick, skinny plan. How would you describe your eating habits? I don't really say bad eating habits. I say eating habits, you know, / meal planning / tracking, like, and I always give them examples, like, are you super picky? Are you lazy with food prep? Do you just default to fast food? Do you have like a sweet tooth? Do you have certain food allergies? You know, just again, really diving deep and wanting them to be very specific and break it down. Because then you can get a better idea. Okay, maybe fitness is not going to be like the struggle that I have to deal with. Like once I find that program, they're going to love it. We're going to be good to go. It's the eating, the nutrition part. Some people, the eating nutrition part, they got on point. It's the fitness part that they really struggle with. So it's great to really dive in, get those specific details and questions answered so you know what each person's going to need as far as that support and motivation. Another one, do you currently own any in-home workout programs? Which ones? So that's just great to know, because sometimes they've already had that experience, you know, or they have that and you can then, you know, compare like, oh, I have that too and I never completed it, or it's dusty too. Like I remember my very first ones was, I didn't have it, but I borrowed it from my friends' moms, like all the buns of steel, you know, and abs of steel. But I remember my very first one, I think I was in high school or junior high, and I had Thai bone and like the VHS. So that was my very first in-home one. And I actually did it, but I don't really know. I don't really think I actually followed like an actual plan. I just pressed play on the VCR and did whatever. And then the last one is, how will you feel when you accomplish your goals? And that is the most important question, if anything, I think, is how you feel, because our emotions, we are led and guided by our emotions 100%. At least women are. And our emotions affect every other decision we make, whether it's being active or whether it's what we put in our mouth or what we don't put in our mouth. Has to do with our emotions. So asking them, how will you feel when you've accomplished your goals? And so I always remind them to make sure to totally friend me on Facebook. And I tell them, friend me, like my personal page. I need them as my friend. And you can even go and ask, like, you know, I know it's a lot, but everyone gets a real honest recommendation from me. So please take the time to answer. You know, please tell me anything else that you would like to share. You can't tell me too much. We can only assure your success if we start right. So glad you reached out and stoked to get to know more about you. And that's just my wording. You could say something else, but that just gives you an idea. And so then you'll wait, you know, and it might take a little while. Don't expect, don't think they're going to answer all of those questions, or maybe a handful of questions that you gave them immediately. They may have to think about it. They may have to take time. They may have to write it down, you know. So, and even when they respond back to you, don't answer back so fast. Give it some time. You know, make them think that you are getting like a million of these responses and that they're not the only one.
No,
yeah.
Come on, brother.
Okay, give me a second. So when they respond back to you and you have time to think about it, I heard you. Wait.
Come on, Mommy.
No.
Come on.
You might even go back
in the car.
and
in the car.
go and answer a lot of those questions that
I go in the car.
I heard you.
In the car.
No. A lot of the questions that you ask them are very similar questions to what's on Beachbody On Demand Program Matcher. So you can even just take time and go there. So then when you want to respond back to them with number 5, saying, hello, thanks for waiting. First, I just want to say thank you so much for answering my questions open and honestly. It really made it so much easier to give you the right recommendation, and I enjoyed reading your responses. You have some amazing or awesome goals. So with that, congratulations. Based on everything I see here, you'd be perfect for my upcoming challenge. The program I'm recommending for you is with the program because, and explain your answers. You know, maybe it's a 30-day program, it's 30 minutes, and it's going to, you know, really boost your metabolism and get you towards your goal. And Shakeology is going to help you with blah, blah, blah. More energy, starting your day off right, ensuring that, you know, you've got all of your superfoods and vitamins that you need daily. I read a lot of emails or read a lot of messages every day, and I am positive that you're ready to take on this challenge and that this program is going to give you the success that you deserve. We are going to get you the support, structure, and education you clearly need right now. Are you in? And see, I ended again with a question. Are you in? I need them to make a commitment, saying yes or no. So they'll answer you yes or no, and they'll probably ask you a question about price. Yeah, I'm in. How much is it going to cost? So here we go. Hey, hun, awesome question. The challenge includes your Shakeology full workout program, fully customizable meal plan for only, you put your price. That not only includes your $25 or 25% off, and I say VIP Challenger discount, but also comes with all bonus discs, lifetime disc replacement, full no hassle, 30-day money back, bottom bag guarantee, and free shipping. Crazy good value, right? Here's a question. Then sometimes I wait. I don't do this whole second paragraph. Sometimes I wait for the second paragraph. That, of course, gets you into my challenge group at no additional cost, as my coaching is always free.
Mommy.
You got big goals,
Mommy.
and we're going to get you there with a small investment. Are you in?
Mommy.
Again, question mark.
Bobby.
And then we wait for them
Mommy.
to answer.
Bobby.
All right, so eventually I'll be able to get through this video in one shot. So you've gone ahead and you've let them know the price and all that, and you've asked them the question, are you in, right? Are they ready to make that commitment? You've already told them they're going to be a great fit. And so here could be an option where they are going to come back with an objection. They're going to say, no, you know, I can't fit it in right now, or I've got to wait, you know, till next month or something, some objection, right? This could be an objection, a response to that. I'm going to go also into a PowerPoint about objections that you can completely replace this response. So step 7, if they come back with a no, this is one option to an objection, is, hey, love, I totally understand. Well, it seems like our best bet from this point would actually be to put you into my free accountability group. I used to have 2 groups. Sorry, I had to cough a bit. I used to have 2 groups. One that was free, that anybody and everybody could join. Another group was for those who ordered a challenge pack with coaches. It's up to you. You can do that, or you could still go ahead and add some of these people into your group to get them to see what it is that they're missing out on. Some people need to see to believe. So you can let them know about that. When you're ready to make a full commitment, I'll be right there for you, and we can keep in touch. See, I know it's only some voice eventually. And then you just make sure that you guys are friends. You'll add them into the group, and then you'll introduce them. Or if they say yes, then you just respond, hallelujah, yes. And then we go to step 8, if they say yes. Okay, one last thing. You'll be on automatic shipment for Shakeology. If you choose to cancel, it's easy to do so before your first auto shipment goes out, and you won't be charged. But I usually recommend to all my clients when they sign up that they sign it as a coach, and I put coach in quotations because you do not have to sell anything. I tell people to do it solely for the discount should you continue to use Shakeology. Your Shakeology will end up being $98 a month instead of $129, and you'll be billed $14.99 per month for being labeled a coach. But you'll still end up $15 cheaper than if you were just a regular client. Plus, you'll get 25% discount on all future purchases. It's definitely worth it, and 99% of my clients sign this way. Just like anything in Beachbody, you can cancel at any time for any reason without penalty. Do you want to take advantage of the discount? And I ended it with a question again. And I'll say 9 times out of 10, they say yes. Because who doesn't want to save money every month and then in the future? I know I do. So those are your 8 steps. I have always gotten this printed out. It is always sitting next to me on my computer, so I can always refer back to it when I need to. I also have it saved on my phone. I have an iPhone, so iPhone, we have a thing called Notes, and in my notes, I do have, I don't know if you can focus in on this, probably not. This won't show it. But I do have a folder for inviting, and this, every single response is in here. And I just talk to text it, make sure that it's sounding right. So I always have it, whether it's on the computer or whether I'm out and about and it's on my phone. So those are the 8 steps. That's how you can go through this challenge. Introducing the whole challenge pack process and how to promote this. And once you get the ball rolling and start having a conversation, these are the steps you need to take. These are the questions you need to ask. And do not give a book of a response, okay? So I'm going to go ahead and now share my screen because I want to go ahead and I don't know what this is. And I want to go ahead and talk about objections, okay? I'm not sure how I'm going to do this. Okay, and then we're just going to figure this out. But objections are a pretty big thing. So here we go, objections, right? How I answer every single one of them. I want you to just go ahead and I want you to understand that objections are normal, right? They're normal. You need to be careful, buddy. That, you know, 3-time top coach, Melanie Mitro, she gets objections, you know. All of the top 10, top 200, you better believe, even my coach, they get no. It's normal. It's going to happen. It's part of human nature. It is easier to say no immediately than it is to say yes to something that you're unsure of, that is new to you, right? Again, it's a defense mechanism, right? We just automatically, it's like with our kids. Our kids call us and we say no. My dad still does that to me. If I ask him something, if I just call his name and say, Dad, he automatically goes and says, no. I'm like, I haven't even said anything to you yet. He's like, no. Something that everyone gets, like I said, doesn't matter where you're ranked, whether you're just starting, whether you've been doing this for 2.5 years, 4 years, 5, 7, 9 years. Everyone gets this, okay? And it is not a no. It is a not right now, right? Because all the questions that you're asking Are you in? Does this sound like something that would benefit you now?
And the winner.
It's not saying, is this sound like it would benefit you for the rest of your life? Make a decision now to make a decision for the rest of your life, and you can never turn back and change your mind. No, we're just asking you right now. So it's not a no. It's not a don't ever ask me again unless they say that to you. It's just a not right now. You know, it is a learning experience. Every single person that you approach, that you talk to, that you start that rapport and that steps, it is a learning experience. It is practice. So that you might make this one mistake with this person and you're going to learn from that. And next time you're not going to do that one. But then a new one might come up and you might learn from that. It's evolving. It is ever growing. I'm sure that I still make mistakes. I know I do. It's not something to give up on. I know a while back, we ended up doing this Go for No. And the goal was to get 100 no's in a month, right? Because that means that we worked and we contacted more than 100 people because we had to have gotten some yeses, but we went for 100 no's. It is just an objection. It's not a rejection, okay? They're not rejecting you. They're just having an objection, a defense mechanism to right now that offer. And it should be a challenge. Be like, okay, you said no? All right, who's next? Who's ready for this opportunity? I don't need to have the people who are no and not right now. I'm going to move on. So I need everyone to think about that. Objections are normal and they're perfectly okay. That means you are doing those steps. You're doing your 4 vital behaviors every single day. And you're just going to move. Move on. Keep moving forward. So this is the number one objection that I get. Right? I think we all get this, is that I don't have the money. And I really think it's not that you don't have the money, because everyone can find a way. Everyone can scrounge up. I think a lot of times we overlook the little menial things that we pay for day in and day out, and how much that adds up into a month budget, in a month's budget. So the first thing I do is I like to break down the cost. And literally, I have each one of these responses, again, saved in here. Under objections, where is it? Under objections, I do. If somebody says, Shakeology is too expensive, and I click, Shakeology is too expensive, and the entire response is already here. So all I have to do is copy and paste, and maybe change a few little things, you know, here or there to fit that person's response. But if it's the cost, I will go ahead and say, well, you're in luck. This month, that program is on super special. It's at $140 total for the sale bundle. That would include the workout program, meal plans, portion control containers, on-demand access for 30 days, the challenge group, one-on-one support. For me, typically $119. Shakeology, our superfood shake that is part of the program for 30 days. Usually $130 for first-time buyers. And all signed up for your business for free, usually $40. So it's a killer deal and a huge savings. So I like to lump it up, let them know. If they wanted to have this program, this 30-day program, be $119. They want Shakeology, $130. They want to become a coach, that's $40. But yet, you get all of it now, boom, in one special package, $140. Killer deal, what, you know, huge savings. That's it. Don't say anything. Don't say, you'd be crazy not to take advantage. Just say it's a killer deal and huge savings. Just say it like it is. Don't put emotion into it. Don't put your opinion. Don't put your emotion. Just state the facts. Numbers don't lie. And that is a huge savings. That's not lying. That's not fibbing. That's not putting emotions or your opinion into it. You know, so you could do the same thing too now with our annual all access Beachbody On Demand and letting them know. $199, right? So tell them if you wanted to have all of these workout programs, that'd be what? $8,000. Shakeology, $130. Become a coach, $40, but you're only going to pay $199 for the year. Now that is a killer deal and huge savings, right? Number 2 is they might say, sounds great, but I don't have the money right now. Okay. So you can say, I totally understand how you feel. I felt the same way. when I first heard about coaching and the programs. Don't know if you've already read my story, but my husband and I did not have a dime to rub together, and I believed in the product because we knew of Beachbody. So I made a ton of sacrifices at first, cut down our grocery bill, no more out-of-house purchases like Starbucks, gas stations, energy drinks, etc. And in the first month, I earned the cost of my challenge pack back and profited $400. Or insert your story, don't use mine, obviously. And then it went up from there. I know it's scary, trust me, but sometimes you have to do something out of your comfort zone to get new results. So that gives you an idea of how you can start your response back with somebody if they tell you they don't have the money right now. Because I'm sure there are some daily habits that we have that if we really wanted it, we could cut back on and do it. Right? Do we really need that everyday Starbucks, or could we just go ahead and make our own coffee at home? Do you really need the energy drinks every single day? Because Shakeology is going to give you that energy. It's going to give you that boost. It's going to have a little bit of caffeine. It's going to give you those vitamins, those nutrients, those adaptogens to help you get along the day. Number 3, worst case scenario could be also when I first started, I gave myself and my hubby a time limit. And I said that if it doesn't work out in 3 months, then I'll cancel my account free of charge. The worst thing that'll happen is I got a good lifelong workout to keep, and I tried a new superfood shake and got a little bit healthier. Not the worst thing, right? So that's someone that they're not sure about the commitment, just tell them, give me 3 months. If in 3 months, nothing, then you can go ahead and cancel it. Let them know about the 30-day money-back guarantee. Be like, oh, trust me, I get it. Don't know if you've seen my story, but my husband and I were in $200,000 defaulted debt on top of our living expenses. I understand money being tight more than anything, but I also hit a breaking point, and I knew it all started with my fitness. I had to do something, and my coach told me about the 30-day money-back guarantee. Even if you drink the whole bag and love the workout, you can return it within 30 days and get your money back. That's how much we believe in our products. So it was actually a little less than $200,000, but I ended up short selling the house. So, shit happens. But I got a job, and it's all better now. So number 5 could be, maybe priorities of comparison. Some people, talk about isogenics or it works or I don't know, GNC stuff, whatever it is. You can be like, yeah, a lot of people think it's a high cost up front, but actually it saved me money. I was paying so many useless fees going to the gym that I barely used with no support. And because I didn't care about those tiny fees coming out, I never really committed. But when I invested $140 of my hard-earned dollars, you bet your butt I was going to give it my all for 30 days and then made it a priority. Because that's the thing some people don't realize is, my gym membership's only $10 a month. Yeah, but you don't go. You just blew $120 with no accountability, no support. No one's calling you saying, hey, where have you been? They're just taking your money. As opposed to if you, went ahead and invested maybe $20 extra right now, you're going to get that support. You're going to get that meal plan. You're going to get that motivation, and someone is going to check in with you every single day to make sure where you're at, how you're doing, what you're doing, and what they can do to get you going. So it's just showing your value, is a huge thing. Another one is I don't have the time, and this could mean more about people who don't have the time to coach versus I don't have the time to work out. But they're very similar, and you can use them interchangeably. You might have to change the wording. These are the top 3, where you need to relate, your story, to what they're going through. Stay-at-home mom and multiple jobs, they just don't have the time to work out. And you can let them know, I felt the same way, or I understand, I first started actually working 3 jobs, personal training at 2 different gyms, coaching gymnastics, cheerleading, leave the house and work at 4, not get back till 10. But I knew this had to work, so I worked around my day. All the time where I was watching my favorite show or sitting on the couch, I simply did it with my computer in hand or got my workout done instead. But slowly but surely, it actually allowed me to cut out 1 job at a time. Finally enough, cutting my time down at first ended up giving me more time. So this was an example from another coach. This wasn't me, but I did have 3 jobs, essentially. Stay-at-home mom, fitness instructor, and I also worked for my father-in-law. And slowly but surely, yes, I didn't quit any of those jobs, but I was able to prioritize my time a lot better and notice the times that were sort of time suckers and wasters, watching those TV shows when I could be doing something instead. Or now, if I do watch the TV shows during the commercials, or I'm multitasking while I'm watching those shows, I'm also messaging people. I'm also going through Facebook and liking, and adding new friends and commenting on people, because I can do that while I'm watching a TV show. I don't need to have my full attention on a TV show, right? Or if it's during the commercials, then maybe I might then go and pop on like my personal development, or say while you're doing laundry or washing dishes or stuff like that, you could be listening to your personal development. So those just, just take up some time, but it's just finding ways to alternate. Like I even listen to personal development in the shower sometimes if I'm in a time crunch. So that leaves me time so that I have the time available to work out for 30 minutes, as opposed to saying, okay, I'm going to shower, then I'm going to do 30 minutes of personal development, then I'm going to do laundry, and then I'm going to watch my show. When instead, I just was able to go ahead and shave off 30 minutes because I listened to my personal development while taking a shower and doing the laundry, because I don't take a 30-minute shower. So number 2 is that we have a training for that. Some people are like, well, I don't know how to coach. I have no idea what the social media, blah, blah, blah. Like, that is such a misconception. Don't worry. It takes a lot of time to build a business, get a workout in. We have tons of coaches and challengers on our team that have full-time jobs. Moms of 4 or 5 kids with a spouse. Maybe they're gone in the military. We have documents on how to have your most effective power hour. Plus, I doubt you're Tasmanian deviling all day. We have so many women who are examples of how they choose their time. And for me, I would so much rather spend that extra hour doing something good for my family rather than surfing the web or numbing my brain. Another one is workouts. Our workouts are designed for that, right? They're designed for people who don't want to spend hours of their life in the gym or working out. So do you think that you have 30 minutes a day? That's all you really need for an efficient and effective workout. I know, crazy. I used to spend hours at the gym working on machines that looked crazy, but these at-home workouts actually saved me time driving to the gym, getting there, and then having to deal with the kids now, putting my bags away, weighing myself, This way it's on my time, my rules. So if I've had a crazy day at work, my DVD player doesn't want to open or close, or whatever it is, there's no business hours for when my workout is going to be able to be done. I can do it anytime, anywhere, any place. The next one be, do I have to get the shake, right? We get that a lot too. And so here's the 4 ones that I get a lot. And first one is just talking about integrity. Well, if you're going to build a successful business with Beachbody as a coach, yes. How can you talk to people about a shake and tell them it's the best thing for them? Recommend it to others if you yourself don't know it and love it. That's how we keep our integrity intact as coaches. I would never recommend a movie I had never seen. Would you? Right? You're never going to recommend a restaurant, say it's fabulous, if you've never even been there. So you have to, like we say, a product of the product. If you don't know your product inside and out, you don't have to know all of the ingredients and like how much and all that stuff. But if you are not able to talk about how it's helped you, how it makes you feel, how it's changed you, then you don't have integrity to be able to share this with others. The second one is the best results. It's part of the program, and it's really the only way that I can guarantee you the results if you agree to the shake as well. All these people you see on the infomercials, they did the whole package. They did the program, the nutrition guide, and Shakeology. So many people don't know that the biggest part of fitness and weight loss is what you put into your body and the changes you go through while you are working out. The best results happen when you do both. Fuel your body properly and work out. And since I can't come to your house and make sure you're eating all your containers, at least I know once a day you're getting these nutrients. Think about it. You wouldn't brush half your teeth and expect the same results as someone who brushes their whole mouth. So, right? And if you haven't noticed, I do. I end these things with questions. The third one is it's the best deal. And in fact, it is a way better deal with Shakeology. And if you need to, go back to the one about the price and break it down. And tell them, I hate to see people talk themselves out of it because I know every penny counts. I can almost tell you, in fact, that you will get Shakeology after going through this challenge because you're going to see everyone else's results and the workout itself. And tell them the deluxe is $119 for customers. And Shakeology alone is $130, 25% off coaches, but you get the entire program, blah, blah, blah. And for only $10 more, you get a challenge pack. So it's practically a no-brainer. So again, I went ahead and I quickly did a breakdown. A little different breakdown from the first one, but about the same. So you can do either one. And the last one is maybe they are pregnant or they're breastfeeding. And so of course with this one, I always tell them, definitely consult your doctor before trying something new. But we have tons of coaches on our team who I know who have used it before, during, and after pregnancy, and it hasn't been a problem. But you just never know. Some people have different underlying issues that we don't know about, but maybe they're not wanting to share. And so we just want to make sure that their doctor knows what supplements that they're putting into their body. So the next one is, I'll have to say, I wouldn't be a good coach. And I'm going to tell you, my diamond coach right now said this crap to me. And it took me forever for me to get her to believe that she would be a fantastic coach. And I'm pretty sure the rest of y'all can believe that she is a fantastic coach. So I'm so glad I did not let any of these affect my push to get her to become a coach. But you might hear this, I'm not at my goal weight. And actually, that's way better. Coaching is about showing people that you are normal. Nobody wants to be around somebody perfect. You know, everyday person who's on their journey to just become fitter, healthier, more fulfilled in their life, and just better. Not that you're perfect, you know, because no one relates to somebody who's perfect. People relate way more to the journey than not already being there. It's a very common misconception. People, you're not relatable if you have no struggles, no hurdles to overcome, right? So it's okay if you're not at your goal weight. But even if you are at your goal weight, there are still things, you know, that you might struggle with. Maybe you have, you know, a past eating disorder that you continue to struggle with. That's something you need to share. And it's gonna be a little hard at first. I guarantee you. It's gonna feel like that you are putting yourself out there and you're naked, you know, on stage. But if you can just help one person, then it's worth it. Then that one person will help another. And it just keeps paying it forward. So remember that, again, you know, we talk about it. It's progress, not perfection. Nobody wants to connect with anybody who's perfect because then it feels like they're not relatable and it's unattainable. The second one is I'm not a salesperson. Great. Neither am I. I used to be a used car salesman. I've been in retail. I've done cold call sales. You know, I've done a lot of different kind of sales stuff. And I would hate it if this was sales because I love my job. There are no sales minimums. There's no quotas to fill. We have tons of training on how not to be salesy, but we are a company based on peer-to-peer experience, just like the rest of the world is today. So we share our experience with others, and we hope to inspire them to get started on what has helped us. We do not sell. We share our story. We share our journey. And if it connects with people, then we hope to inspire them and help them to be able to do the same. The last one is, I don't have a big market. I'm from a small town. That's okay. It has nothing to do with it. You know, we are entirely online based. So you could be anywhere in the world and work this business. Fitness and health is the biggest industry in America. So is convenience. We bring the two together into your home with one solution. We have tons of training on how to reach the 3 billion people in America who are looking for that solution. And now we got Canada. And all of them being on social media. So when I first started, I had about 200 friends on Facebook, rarely talked to them, and barely posted on Facebook. I was such a MySpacer. Now, I don't even know how many I have, but it's a heck of a lot more than 200. Someone read your message, committed, and then didn't answer you. Right? I've had this a lot. So in my phone, I have these exact same phrases in my phone called follow-up. And there are all 5 of them in there. Each 5 have their own folder. So asking for feedback. Say you message them, nothing, right? So it'd be like, hey girl, I see you read my messages and haven't responded. You were so excited, and I am so sorry if I made you feel like you couldn't talk to me about your doubts about the program. That is never my intention. I would love to get you started, but totally understand if it's not for everyone. I would love some feedback. Though, if you could let me know how I could have explained it better or answered your questions more clearly, I would love to know. I talk to people all day long about making this decision, so I would love to communicate it better. Thanks, doll. So that's one way, right? Just straight up asking for feedback, and you're putting the fault on yourself. In other words, relate their why. Hey, love, so you haven't signed up yet. So this would be someone that you sent the link out to. Just wondering if you knew I was holding a spot for you. I was so inspired by the way you wanted to build this business for your little ones while still spending time by their side every day. That is a mission a ton of coaches are working towards. So that spot is still there for you if you want it. So it's still putting back their why, what they told you, and you're letting them know that you're holding the spot if they still want it. So they have to make a decision. Another one is, help me with my goal. This you might be able to do at the end of the month. Hey, love, I see you still haven't clicked on that link. Yeah, I know you're super busy. We all are. It takes about 3 seconds, and I would love to get you into the group ASAP. I'm also working towards a huge major goal with my team, and you would really help me with that. Let me know. I can see when you read these. Laugh out loud. Little wink, things like that. Because on Messenger, you can see if somebody read it. And still, if they have an iPhone too, you can see if they read it or not. Number 4 is the referral. This one I've talked about before. All right, love, guessing this just wasn't for you. No biggie. I was wondering, since you were all about it, if you and it had any friends or family who would be interested. So now you're moving your attention over to somebody else and see how they respond. The last one is ask for the follow-up. Hey, love, guessing you never found the time to click on the link, and this is just not your month. It's totally understandable. I would love to follow up with you next month to see if your funds are in better order. Stay away from the Starbucks or whatever it is, and just ask, if you can check in with them again next month or in a couple weeks or whatever time frame you want to choose and go from there. So those are your 5 options, and I'm sure there's more ways, but those are my top 5 on how you can respond back to somebody who has not responded back to you. I would say wait like a week. I don't understand social media, and I don't want to post on Facebook. Right? This one's hard. But here we go. Number 1, I didn't at first either. Where I grew up, Facebook was for posting dumb pictures of cats, stalking your ex-boyfriends, and asking everyone if you saw like skinny Carla from high school, right? But when I found out I could run an over 6-figure a year business from my home, and Facebook, instead of having it be a source of time for wasting and gossiping, I was really pleased. I would much rather change my family's life than mindlessly scroll on brain-numbing devices. Another one is, what will my friends think? And, actually I was super scared of this at first, but then I realized the options are the opinions of my friends. As long as I'm not doing anything wrong, means very little. I mean, are their options going to further my life, my career, my bank account, get me out of debt? And any friends that would talk about me behind my back about a Facebook post aren't friends I want to have anyways. And really, your Facebook posts that you'd be doing as a coach and share with them, is they don't need to be sweaty selfies if that's what they're uncomfortable about. It could be about their food. It could be, their meal plan. It could be their workout schedule. It could be, just a picture of their feet on a yoga mat. There's a lot of options that they could do. And just to talk about how their day was. It is your own reality show, your own reality channel is your Facebook page. And people are coming in and tuning in. And so you've got to make it interesting, and they want to see the good, the bad, the ugly, some drama, some happiness, and maybe some tears as well, to make sure you get that full range so that you are a true human being and that they see your real struggle. And then they can also then celebrate your triumphs as well. The last one is the social media is the future. And it's true, I haven't built a 6-figure business yet, but I've definitely built I've replaced a full-time teaching job from Facebook on my couch, dining room table, in my bed, home office, wearing workout clothes, no makeup on, right? Because if you think it's about our entire society getting their news, articles, and product reviews, hotel reviews, car reviews, you're going to be silly to not take advantage of this social media option now. I know for me, I don't even like to watch news on TV because it depends on which channel you're watching. They're going to be swayed on certain views. So if it's something major, I'm sure my dad will tell me, or yeah, it will then eventually pop up on Facebook, and then I know it's big news. Here's the last 2 slides we've got. So this one is grasping at straws excuses, right? So understand that your potential clients, their objections, they are their self-limiting beliefs, right? They only exist if you let them. So they're an attempt to protect themselves from fear, from failure, from the unknown, from getting out of their comfort zone, from possibly rejection. But it's not rejection from you, it's just they feel that they're going to be rejected maybe from the challenge group people that are already in there. So here's the 4 that I get a lot, right, is I have to ask my husband. I get this. I've gone through the whole 8 steps that we talked about, the scripting, get to the point where, do you want to take advantage of discount? Yes, but let me ask my husband. Okay, great. Do you know a time when you will talk to him? I remember talking to mine about it, and we agreed on a time limit because it was important to me. But he's super supportive and ultimately wants me to be healthy and happy and work on me. But we said that if it didn't work out within 3 months, I could cancel free of charge. Let me know if he wants to chat with my hubby. So do it like that too. Don't leave it open-ended. When's a good time? When are you going to talk? Then you can double check and you can follow up. Number 2, but I'm an introvert. Because that's a lot. I have to tell you though, I think a lot of the top coaches, a lot of the most successful coaches are introverts. I'm one. And I'll say, okay, awesome. Actually, the majority of top coaches in our company are introverts. 6 of the top coaches are very private, introverted people that has very little bearing on success. It actually makes you better and more intimate connecting kind of a coach. And we're all lucky that all of our interactions online, there's very little face-to-face action. So you don't have to hide behind being shy. It's all in your head. Right now here, what it is, I don't even know how many different people are going to be watching this video. And I don't think about that because I'm talking to my computer, the reflection of myself. So that's how I can get it done. If I had to look at a bunch of other people, oh hell, I'd be stuttering even more. And the 3rd one is that I already drink another protein shake. I've gotten this quite a few times, especially from guys. And I'd be like, that would be an objection if Shakeology was a protein shake. Shakeology is actually a superfood shake designed to give you the best nutrition possible. It has things that you could never get even at the most advanced health food store, let alone afford and then figure out how to make it. I would also be super careful about what protein shake you are drinking. A lot from GNC, Walmart, Target, etc. have some pretty scary bonding agents in it that are known to cause disease.
Yeah.
And you get what you pay for. So I found a bunch of them on Google, and to my surprise, all of them were in the clean protein shake that my husband were drinking from GNC. Not to mention, it also does the job of a protein shake, a natural juice, and a multivitamin. So you can replace all those with one peace of mind. So that's how you can debunk that whole protein shake thing. And let them do some research, And then the last one would be like, but I have to pay $15.95 a month. This objection cracks me up, right? The $15.95 a month, or maybe for me, I think it's like $17 now because we have to pay tax on that, is a blessing. It's actually a business owner's dream. And believe me, I know this, my husband and his businesses, because Beachbody takes care of all the back office stuff, right? The shipping, handling, customer service, phone lines, returns, direct deposit, all of our websites. We immediately, as soon as you become a coach, you get like 4 websites, right? So all the stuff you would have to outsource yourself if you were starting this all on your own, and a lot more. So it's a small price to pay for earning potential, what's out there, and having them deal with all the problems. Plus, really still in the end, you're still saving money as opposed to if you're just a regular customer paying $130 plus shipping. And the last part is objections are part of the job. Okay, and again, it is. Everyone's going to have these. We all have our self-limiting beliefs, and a lot of times, especially us women, we feel like we are not going to be good business owners because we are not business-minded. And that is so far from the truth. So I want you to go ahead and just go ahead and read these on your own. But all of the answers in the previous slides, make sure you reinforce in your posts, right? So waiting till after New Year's is a super popular thing this time of year, and there's a ton of ways to combat it. So here are some ways that you can combat it and really maximize this month so that you crush Success Club 5 and you just create that momentum for your year and for your business. So thank you guys so much for listening and taking the time to understand the process that I have used as far as the 8-step scripting on how a challenge pack process works and looks like, how to word things, how to not fall into the trap of that verbal diarrhea, but then also not getting stuck and emotionally reacting to anybody who has an objection. That there are lots of different ways that we can overcome the objections, and that we all experience these no's, not right now, I can't afford it, what's the difference between this shake versus one I could just get at GNC, all those things. But if you just take the time and you go back over this, I would really recommend that you print out this PowerPoint so you have it, and maybe print it out along with the 8-step scripting so you have it with you all the time. But then also think about doing what I do and take the time and talk to text it into your phone. Find whatever you're able to save it. If it's a Word doc or if it's notes like I have on my iPhone, do it. It has saved me so much time, and I don't have to think about it, and I then don't have to react emotionally. If I get the reaction to, I need to look at my budget. And so then I'll be like, okay, what I do is I take out my monthly grocery budget to balance that out, and I stop my coffee habit for the month. When I was doing it, then I only balanced out my budget, though that's a good for me in general. Then the workouts are for yours forever. So even when the month is over, you can keep doing more rounds of them. Same with the nutrition plan. I live by it, so now it's been invaluable in teaching me how to eat in a more balanced way. And then my challenge group is actually free if you have the pack of supplies, so you get all of the connection and opportunity to make new friends and get that daily support for free. When I first looked into it, I realized it was less expensive than a trainer, and I got so much more out of it. So that was my response for I need to look at my budget. Another one is a feel felt fine. I know how you feel. Sometimes it's like there's one more thing on my plate, I might lose my mind. But I felt the same way, and I always knew something had to give. Okay. I had to find, so the 3 F's. Feel, felt, found. So there's a feel. I had to find a way to get my own health a little bit of a priority. Can't even think. So I can make some changes that improve my life. I found that. Then go potty. I'll be with you in a second. Okay, well, I can't read that one, apparently. But there's a lot of them. If you need more objections, just ask me. I'll send you them over. But make sure you take the time to save these on your phone so that you always have this with you. Thank you guys so much. And definitely let me know what you have to say, your thoughts, comments, and recommendations. Bye.